Hi everybody, welcome. In today's quick tips, we're going to be talking about the shaving brush tree. This big, beautiful girl back here. I planted her about 20 years ago and she's taken off. So today we're going to go over how you can take care of her if you have the room in your yard. So, you ready to dig in? Let's grow. So, if you all have ever wanted a tree that looks like it stepped right out of a Dr. Seuss books, this is the tree for you. The shaving brush tree goes by the botanical name Pseudobombax ellipticum, and she makes for a wonderful garden addition if you have the room. The shaving brush does best in full sun. This tree wants to get huge, up to 40-60 feet, as you can see in the background here. And she's best grown in zones 9B to 11. I planted our tree on the outer edge of our garden, more or less as a street tree, so she had plenty of room to grow and form this beautiful canopy that you see. The shaving brush tree will be a dominant focal point in your garden. You could easily imagine having a garden table and outdoor dining area underneath this tree. The shade she provides is incredible. She'll give you such relief from the summer heat. The shaving brush tree will go through a transition. She's semi-deciduous. So during the fall and winter, she's going to start dropping these large palmate leaves, and then she'll go almost bare. And then in spring, early March or mid-March, you're going to start seeing these cigar-shaped flower buds forming all over the tree. And then one morning you're going to walk out and you're going to see a profuse explosion of these fuzzy pink flowers. They're spectacular and they're just incredible to see. The flowers are an incredible pollinator attractor, a big time bee and hummingbird magnet. The shaving brush tree was my official guide to spring. She let me know spring has arrived when I saw all these beautiful buds and flowers forming. Now let's go look at the flowers up close. This is what the flowers look like. Isn't that cool? It looks like the old shaving brushes our dads used to use back in the day. These fuzzy pink flowers are actually hundreds of pink stamens. And here's a fun fact for you. There's also a white variety of the Pseudobombax. She goes by the botanical name Pseudobombax ellipticum alba, and she forms these wonderful white flowers. I have a preference for the pink, but the white is also available. Not as common, but it is available. Oh, such a beautiful tree. And here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that the trunk of the shaving brush tree can photosynthesize? She can. She actually can photosynthesize. Her trunk has chloroplasts so that she can produce energy while she's putting out these blooms because she doesn't have the leaves at that time. Isn't that amazing? And it forms this wonderful green, I don't know how to explain it. It's like this shimmering green striping up the side of the trunk. So pretty. Okay, now we're going to move on to plant care. We already talked about lighting, but now let's talk about soil. She prefers a well-drained, loamy soil. You don't want to have muck, but she's pretty adaptable, but she does prefer a well-drained loam. So if you have an area where your soil is very dense and it doesn't drain well, make sure you add a lot of sand to your mix so that she has enough areas for her roots to get out and not get contained by that mucky soil. And I'd like to stress this point again. It's important to remember that tree roots need airflow. You can't just have them sitting in a mucky, soggy soil. The tree will not do well. Tree roots can reach down to a water table, but they adapt to that. But you don't want to have her growing in that medium all around her base. It's very important to know this. On watering, we recommend this 3-month aftercare watering schedule once you install your tree. You want to water her 3 times a week for the first month, 2 times a week for the second month, and then 1 time a week for the third month until she gets her roots down into the ground there. Then you can throttle back, you can keep her on an automatic irrigation system, but you don't necessarily need to continue to water. You just need to monitor from time to time because the trunk of this tree actually stores a tremendous amount of water. So this tree is very drought tolerant after establishment. Now we need to discuss properly staking your new shaving brush tree. This is very important. We have this install guide here for you. We recommend 4 stakes minimum, 2 inches by 4 inches, and you want to keep your tree staked for 2 years. I learned this out the hard way. Typically, in the industry, you stake your trees for 1 year going through the hurricane season. But with my bad luck, we planted ours right before Wilma came, just a year and a half before Wilma came. So we went through the hurricane season, 1 whole year, our tree was staked. I took the stakes down, and then Wilma came and it knocked our tree over. So I had to restake her. So ever since that happened, I changed our own internal processes at the Parks Department. I mandated that our tree have stakes for 2 years, and then the contractors would remove them after that 2nd year period. But if you're in this limbo area where you're rolling into hurricane season, keep the stakes on. It won't hurt to go a few more months. You don't want to keep stakes on indefinitely because then that can be a problem for your tree. But it's important to know this. And 4 stakes are better than 3. In the past, it used to be 3 stakes, but I found, especially on larger trees, it's better to have 4 stakes. And for reference, I provided you this tree staking detail so you get a better understanding of how best to stake your tree. As your tree starts to grow, and again, she grows pretty fast, you want to make sure that you guide her branching. You want to make sure that you remove any cross branching so that she has a nice, well-formed branching structure. This will help you during any hurricane season. And if you look here, you can see the branching is kind of wild looking. That is normal to this tree. It has a very unique Dr. Seuss type of growth pattern, but it is a very, very sturdy tree, very, very hardy once she gets her roots down and she's established. You just have to make sure that you keep that staking on for the first 2 years so that she gets anchored down in there, and then she should be fine. And there you have it. Now I'm curious. I'd like to know, which is your favorite flowering tree? I know it's probably not fair to ask this because there's so many, but I'd love to know what your favorite type of flowering tree is. So let me know in the comments below, or you can always send us an email. For me personally, love the shaving brush because she's so unique. But I also love the Royal Point Sienna, the Dwarf Apple Blossom, the Yellow Tab, the Queen's Crepe Myrtle, the Frangipani. There's just so many. We hope you found this video helpful. If you have any thoughts or questions, please just leave them down below and we'll make sure we get back to you. And until the next video, bye. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And tell your friends and family. We post videos weekly. Thanks.